Welcome back, everyone, to what is now officially my July 2026 update. And yes, rather amazingly, it is already July. And I am recording this on a Friday afternoon because, well, I figured at the very least I would have a little more energy than I did yesterday. Partly because, well, yesterday I was mostly recovering from an MRI scan, and also because, well, it was very windy. And normally, when wind tends to play a factor with nerve pains, it does tend to affect your, you know, your psyche, if that makes any sense. In other words, it makes you stumble when you're thinking that you know what you're going to say, and then you just never be out with it. But anyways, I'm here now, and before we continue, I might as well say this. If you like what I do around here and you think that my channel is worth your time to watch on a regular basis, then please consider hitting the subscribe button. It's somewhere down there. And this over here, somewhere, is the number of subscribers my channel currently has. I'm hoping, if possible, I can maybe get to 875 subs by the end of July, if you really want to help me out. And if possible, leave your thoughts down below. I'm always interested to hear what you have to say about my content and the games I play. So, with that being said, let's now get on with what's coming up in the next few weeks. So, first things first, I should probably tell you what it is I will be continuing. And since Simpsons Hit and Run is now officially finito, the game I am going to be continuing with the Pro Championship, and I have already recorded 4 rounds of the Pro Championship in this game thus far, as so far I have already done Monte Carlo, Sweden, Turkey, and New Zealand. And I think, if I remember, round 5 is Argentina. But anyway, that is what we will be doing over the next couple of weeks. And somewhere along the way, I will also upload an intro for the next game that I plan on playing through, which, sadly, by the way, it's not going to be Midnight Club 3 Dub Edition yet, because the copy of the game I currently have, which I have on my bookshelf right beside my desk, I actually did get 2 new bookshelves, rather surprisingly, because, well, my brother gave them to me. And my copy basically doesn't work, so I will most likely end up buying myself a copy online that does work, and maybe, if it's possible, I can actually manage to maybe get some viewership numbers back on my side, since it did manage to work out quite well for me last time, and since then it has also gone on in a way to be one of my more popular playthroughs. So that will be coming up soon. I haven't confirmed an official date yet for when I will be starting MC3 Dub Edition, which, by the way, is the original version that is separate from the re-release of Midnight Club 3 Dub Edition Remix, which, from what I can recall, released less than a year after the original Midnight Club 3. So basically, this is the original Midnight Club 3 without the Tokyo Challenge, as it just has the American cities of San Diego, Atlanta, and then Detroit, just to give you some context. As for when I will be putting out the first two videos of the Pro WRC3 Championship. Those will be coming over the weekend. I have decided that the 2 days I will publish it is probably both Saturday and Sunday, because then, if it's possible at the very least, I might be able to maybe ring in some more people, maybe. And considering it is the start of another championship, maybe there is more to offer along the way, but that's more or less what my plan is and why I haven't exactly published them yet, because, well, I figured I would give it a little time just to see if my Simpsons Hit and Run playthrough does get more views, and thankfully at least it has managed to gain more views and will possibly continue to do so. But aside from that, there is also the other playthroughs that you can check out on my channel. I should also mention that the game I will be playing at some point this month, that will not be using the DVD-ROM, that will be using the Blue Bottom CD-ROM, which, from what I now know, after doing internet research, it definitely requires extra effort from both the fan as well as also the laser scanner in my PlayStation 2 system, for which I do have the fully fat PlayStation 2 plugged into on my desk, because, well, it puts less scratches on the discs. That's the main reason for me doing that. I have used a slim model PS2 before, but I figured it was just more beneficial to use a full-scale PlayStation 2, because then it means that my discs will not be quite as vulnerable to scratches. Also, if it sounds like my voice might be off in places, because it's summer, there is basically a shitload of pollen around, and really, from time to time, it honestly does make me sound croaky. And whilst I am far from the only one who is a hay fever sufferer, it definitely tends to mingle with you in places where you don't want it to, and at other times you're basically just doing everything in your power to make it stop. And because there's also a heat wave coming up at some point next week, and possibly even over the weekend, it's going to be hard to tell if whether or not I can actually get more videos in. I have already recorded 4 rounds in the Pro Championship, but hopefully as long as it doesn't get too hot, I might be able to squeeze in an extra round or 2 and then probably get that uploaded some point during the week. I'm also going to make sure that I do actually put gap days in between certain uploads and when I want to do them, because I think that might also help me out. So, I think that's pretty much everything in terms of what's going to happen over the next few weeks. So, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a like, and if you haven't done so already, then please at least consider seeing if whether or not I have earned your permission to become one of my subscribers, and feel free to leave your thoughts down below if you want to get a discussion going. So that'll do it for this update video on this lovely Friday, and we will see you again very soon.